Do you want to teleport the Witcher, or a Witcher, into Oblivion? Then do I have the build for you. We are going to go over the whole build. You can see how easy it is to take out enemies. We have our magics and all sorts. So let's jump straight in with the character creator. Okay, so as always, when it comes to your race, I'm always going to say the same thing. Pick what you want to play as. You have to play as this person for 50 to 100 hours, so play what you want to play as. You want to be an orc, be an orc. You want to be an Aragonian, you be an Aragonian. But if you do want a more min-max or optimized race for this build, then I do have some suggestions. Now, for this, we're going to start with the Red Guard. The Red Guard is really good because they're very, very melee based. Obviously, Witcher's very melee based. Red Guard is like the ultimate, in my opinion, like starter, like frontliner. Max strength at 50, max endurance at 50. Strength obviously affecting your damage with bladed weapons like longswords and stuff like that, and claymores. Endurance is your sort of health pool as well as how quickly you regen health outside of combat. And if you come to skills, you'll see Blade plus 15, Heavy Armor plus 10. They have not much magic, but Light Armor plus 10, so you can have the options. So again, very, very melee based. Blunt plus 15, Athletics plus 15. Difference between the Dragontail Mountain and the Desert Origins. If we come into here, you'll see we have more strength with the mountains, but less personality. Whereas with the desert, more personality, less strength. So if you're going to do this, Dragontail Mountains is 100% the way forward. Downside of this, as you can see, intelligence and willpower, the two big magic abilities, very lacking. The next option for a Witcher-esque build would be the Breton. For the reverse, so the Breton, as you can see, 50 intelligence, 50 willpower. That's your magic capabilities right there. They also have healing magic. They boast resistance to magical energies. Really, really good stuff. You can see the Magicka bonus 50. If we come to here, you'll see there's no Magicka bonus with the Red Guard. So, with the Breton, if we come down to their skills, you'll see plus 10 to Alchemy, plus 10 to plus 15 to Conjuration, plus 10 to Illusion, plus 15 to Mysticism, plus 15 to Restoration, all magic based. The actual like melee abilities, very, very lacking. But you can negate this, and I'll show you how in the next one. If we look between the Sistress and the High Rock, Sistress has higher strength, High Rock has higher speed. In my opinion, if you do want to play as a Breton, go with the Sistress, get the extra 10 strength to help boost your melee damage early in the game. The last option I want to talk about is the Nord. The Nord, again, another humanoid character, 50 strength, 50 endurance, very, very good for the front line. Much like the Red Guard, intelligence and willpower are very lacking with the 30s. They do have resistance to cold, and if we come down to here, they do have a plus 10 to restoration, which amount all the other stats they have stands out like a sore thumb. If we look at the rest of it, it's a plus 15 to heavy armor, plus 15 to blade, plus 10 to armor, plus 15 to blunt. Lots of really good options here. The difference between Western and Eastern, if we check these out, the Eastern will have a higher willpower at 40 and 40 endurance. Western, 50 endurance, 30 willpower. So really, you can't go wrong with either option here. Eastern is going to be a little bit more balanced. Western is going to be more early melee capabilities. So again, go with whatever you want to go with. For this, I am going to go with the Red Guard, just for the demonstration. Now when it comes to your birth sign, there are actually 4 big ones I've picked out here. The first one is going to be the Warrior. The Warrior, you get 10 points to your endurance and your strength. Again, this is really good. If you've taken the Red Guard, these are their 2 big stats. Same with the Nord, so you can boost these even higher. However, if you've taken the Breton, this is perfect to take to help balance your stats out a bit better. You're going to have the high magic, the magic resistance, and then an extra 10 points to your strength and endurance to help with your melee capabilities. Some of the other ones I want to look at is the Lord. The Lord is incredible. Shield increases armor rating by 15. Resist magic increases magical resistance by 15%. Really, really solid. This is basically like your tanking birth sign. In my opinion, this works on pretty much any class, so this is a really solid one you could look into taking. If you want to balance your stats out and you've gone with something such as the Redguard or the Nord, then the Mage could be perfect for you. Fortify Magicka, increase Magicka by 50 points. So again, really nice way of trying to like balance out your melee race capabilities with a birth sign that will add a little bit of the magic flair to you. If you want to double down, go extra with this with the Breton, you could. It just means your melee capabilities will be a bit lacking in the beginning, but these are also easily boosted as you level up through the game. The last one to look at is going to be the Lady. Fortify Willpower and Fortify Endurance. Willpower is basically like your mana, so how quickly this regens. Endurance, your health, and how quickly this regens. So this is another really good option that I think works well on any race, to be honest, especially if they're lacking in either willpower or endurance. This is just a nice way of ensuring that neither of that stuff really runs out. So again, take whatever you feel like. You can either go doubling down on stats, take like the Redguard or the Nord with the Warrior, have those really strong melee capabilities, and then, you know, boost your magic as you're going. You could double down on your magic with the Breton and go like full magic and then boost your melee capabilities as you play through the game. Or you can balance things out and take like the Breton with the Warrior, the Redguard with the Mage. If you really want to be a glass cannon, you could go like the Breton with the Apprentice. Kind of risky though, especially if you're new to the game. But yeah, the Warrior, the Mage, the Lady, and the Lord would be my 4 suggestions when it comes to birth sign. Pick one that you think works for you the best. And theoretically, all 4 of these should work with any race, because the game is pretty forgiving in allowing you to boost your stats as you go. So don't feel like you have to pick a Breton because you really want the Warrior birth sign. If you want to be an Orc with the Warrior birth sign, you do you. Because I took the Redguard, I am going to balance things out and I'm going to take the Mage. And then we get to pick our class, and we're going to create a custom class for this. And for our specialization, we are going to pick Combat. Now, this means we get to pick our 2 attributes here, and for me personally, when I think of The Witcher, it's more melee prowess than magical prowess. So we're going to start with Strength. This affects the amount of damage you deal with longswords, claymores, maces, war axes, battle axes, hammers, and your bare hands. Defines how much you can carry and slightly increases your maximum health. Key thing here is your damage with longswords and claymores. So that's what we're going to focus on here. And then we're also going to take Endurance. Greatly increases your maximum health and defines how quickly you regenerate health out of combat. I think if you're going to be melee, these 2 are the biggest skills to have. And then we get to our major skills. Now, for this you can probably guess where we're starting, but we're going with the Blade. We want the bladed damage. I will go over what happens as you increase these at the end of the guide, but Blade, for our longswords, for our claymores, this is a must-have in my opinion. Now, I would also take Light Armor, the easiest armor to find in the game. Armor you get really quickly early on. The more you upgrade this, the less it will break, all sorts, I'll show you that. But Light Armor, when I think of the Witcher in his leathers, this is a must. Now, Alchemy. Anyone that's played The Witcher 3 knows you can make loads of potions and stuff like that. What better way than taking Alchemy, making your potions to boost your, your melee capabilities in battle, your exploration capabilities, all sorts of stuff like that. We're going to take Destruction because we all know that Geralt loves to throw around fire, so your Witchers should do the same. We're going to take Illusion, ability to charm, conceal, silence, paralyze, command, basically being able to affect how people react to you. And that's something we've seen Witchers do with their little signs they can do during dialogue, so Illusion is perfect. Alteration is another one we're going to take, being able to cast spells that will have us open locks, reduce encumbrance, shield ourselves, which is a big one, because we've all seen the Witcher sign that allows you to, shield yourself so you stop taking damage. And also fun things like being able to breathe and walk on water just makes exploration so much easier. And then finally we're going to go with Armourer, affects your ability to maintain weapons and armour at maximum efficiency, because armour and weapons do break pretty quick in the game. Being able to fix them yourself is a lifesaver. So we're going to get these skills locked in. Just to go over again, we're taking Specialization of Combat, Favourite Attributes at Strength and Endurance, Major Skills of Alchemy, Alteration, Armour, Blade, Destruction, Illusion and Light Armour. So let's go over these. Armourer, as we upgrade this, we can repair magic items pretty early on. Repair hammers will start to last twice as long. We can improve things beyond their maximum durability, and then repair hammers just never break. Awesome stuff. This will not only save you like in combat because your stuff won't be broken, but it'll also save you a bunch of gold as you go through the game. Blade, because it adds more damage to your power attacks, makes your blades more durable, and as you go through this, you'll apply weakness to enemies when you do your power attacks, which you saw in the combat at the beginning. You can also have the chance to inflict bleed and all sorts of fun things like that. Alchemy is really good because it gives you a chance to craft additional potions, allows you to analyse the properties of items quicker. Alteration, obviously the more you upgrade this, the better spells you can do, and some of the alteration spells are incredible. Things like shield and like reducing encumbrance is just awesome. Same thing with destruction and illusion, the more you use these, the better you can do. Obviously throwing around high level fire spells is just nuts. And then when it comes to light armour, it'll degrade much slower. As you level this up, pair this with the armour and you can make your armours and stuff last for ages while you're exploring. And then as you keep going, no longer encumber you. Stuff like that, your protection will be increased, lots of really cool things. So you can master this, you can pair it with a shield, and your melee prowess is just incredible. So I really hope you have enjoyed this guide. If you have, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you might tweak or change. Let me know what builds you're doing in the Oblivion Remaster. Let me know what you think of the game. I personally think it's incredible so far. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more guides to Oblivion, to Baldur's Gate, to Dragon Age, to Path of Exile. All the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.